The first signs that you're likely to get before any official news are going to be coming from Twitter and Facebook and other internet sites. As people that are in the paths of these missile silos are going to start reporting that there are a lot of rockets taking off nearby.
Planet Earth erupts into nuclear war. For every person, every family, the global conflict becomes intensely personal. Where will our next meal come from? Will there be water to drink? Will radiation kill me? Can I hide? Will mankind come to its senses and halt this self-destruction? Or is this the beginning of our final chapter? American and Russian nuclear warheads fill the skies above our planet as the unthinkable has started. World War III. These missiles of mass destruction will take 10 to 30 minutes to reach their targets.
The first cities that would be hit are cities that have important military and civilian leadership and command structure in them. Washington, D.C., Moscow. You would have enormously devastating consequences. It's hard to visualize unless you've seen pictures of the destruction that happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the two bombs that were dropped over Japan. And those were puny weapons compared to the large-yield warheads that are on ballistic missiles.
The nuclear bomb that destroyed Hiroshima in 1945 was only 3% as powerful as each of the warheads heading for Washington, D.C. And today's technology allows for exact marks to be hit.
In Washington, D.C., the most likely targets to be hit very early on include the White House and the Pentagon.
While nuclear bombs are often exploded in the air, the White House and Pentagon are targeted for ground bursts, detonating on the surface to destroy underground war rooms and executive shelters.
If you want to do the most damage underground, you set off a ground burst. It makes a crater and destroys bunkers.
The Russian missile aimed at the White House is exactly on target.
A 500-kiloton warhead attack on the White House would create a fireball with a diameter of 1 mile.
Inside the fireball, temperatures reach more than 10 million degrees, instantly killing everyone it touches.
It's like the center of the sun. Everything inside the fireball is incinerated. You are vaporized. You are instantly one with the universe.
The blast pressure outside the fireball is almost as deadly.
It throws things into you, it throws you into things. You can have bones break. And it could even rip the skin off your bones.
And it's going to be letting out huge amounts of heat energy. Just the heat alone from this is going to be able to give people third-degree burns over a diameter of 5.5 miles.
Buildings and structures are not spared either. The Washington Monument, 555 feet tall, crumbles.
The marble and granite blocks of the Washington Monument will break apart under high pressure. They'll pulverize, they'll turn to dust. The crystalline structure of granite, while making it strong under gravity, blows apart under high pressure.
Even a dozen miles beyond the blast and the heat, the light robs eyewitnesses of their sight.
If you're standing far away from a nuclear explosion that you don't get killed instantly, you can still be blinded because the flash of light is extraordinary and it will just put your retinas right out.
The blindness only lasts a few minutes, but these people won't live long enough to get their sight back.
From one ground burst explosion in Washington, D.C., about 300,000 people would be killed. Now imagine more than a dozen of these explosions going off all over the city.
At virtually the same time as Russian bombs hit Washington, the U.S., Britain, and France strike Moscow with 80 warheads. The city becomes a field of flaming wreckage.
It's a hellscape.